mentioned the Laval Rocket, and what I want to they're playing live right now, and they're fighting for their playoff lives right now. They're up 1-0. Who scores the goal? His first game back with the Laval Rocket, Raphael Harvey Pinard.
Fucking great.
So he gets sent back down. Yessi Lolan got sent back down. Corey Schooneman got sent back down, and Katie Primo is sent back down. And I think guys like Raphael Harvey Pinard and Yessi Lolan, even throw in Alex Belzil there, even though he can't go back to Laval. I think those three prove that it's okay to spend a couple of seasons in the minors. It's okay to not be rushed to the NHL. Look at I think Yessi Lolan is one of them. And look, speaking of Yessi Lolan, he just scored right now. It's 2-0 Laval Rockets on a 5-on-3. Those guys are prime examples that a couple of seasons in the minors, get some seasoning done, and they showed that they're ready for the NHL. Does it help that they're fighting for contracts? I think so. They're both restricted free agents. Of course, it helps. They're basically fighting for their jobs, for their lives in a sense. But season after season in Laval, they just keep getting better and better. And they're like the best players on the team. They deserved their spots with the Canadiens this season. They took full advantage of their opportunities because of these injuries.
Being honest, Pinard is coming back to the Habs next season. I think this is a guy who's making the roster right away.
He's definitely getting a contract. Now the thing is, I think he gets a third line spot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
training camp Training camp next year is going to be very interesting because there's going to be a lot of spots fight. Like a lot of people are going to be fighting for.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Yessi Lolan, what happens to him? Do you think he gets a spot from the very beginning?
I don't think so. I think he's your number one call up, to be honest. And you want to know who? I think you know who's falling out of grace. Unfortunately, more due to injury than anything. I just don't see Jake Evans fitting on this team the more that we go forward. I think
that's an interesting debate. Okay.
I think that hit.
I like Jake Evans a lot.
2 years ago, changed him. I liked him too, but he declined after that hit.
Yeah, but he's also, but he's meant to be a fourth line player. Like, are we expecting too much from him?
No, but he doesn't have that spark that he had 2 years ago.
It could be that concussion really messed him up. That's for sure. But I expect him just to play well defensively, and he has done the job more or less.
Yes, but he's there half the time. That's my biggest issue with the guy. He's been so injury prone, and he's been in and out of the lineups. I don't want to factor a guy in that I could only depend on 50% of the time. That's it.
Yeah, I know, but it showed this year that almost half the team is injury prone. That could be another topic.
But Jake Evans, come on, let's be honest. It's been a reoccurring thing year after year.
Well, I think the remainder of his contract we're gonna see if he's gonna stay or if he's gonna go.
I feel bad for the kid, but yeah.
Yeah, I do too because I like him. I like him a lot.
I really liked him.
Yeah,
but look,
maybe to my comment of where that spark was gone, maybe Chris, you just answered it. He's been on and off all season, so maybe that spark was there when he was there pretty much the whole duration of the season. We saw him play often, and he had the momentum being built. Now, when you're on and off, it's hard to see your progression when you're starting strong and you drop because of injury and then you come back up. So maybe that's why I'm saying the spark is gone because he's not playing as often.
He's not consistent.
What do you think happens to Alex Belzil, the Bill Masterton?
I don't know, man.
Nominee.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think there could be more talented players who are going to take his place. Is his contract up officially?
His contract is up as well. Yeah.
I personally think there might be one or two clubs in the NHL which might give him an offer that the Canadiens are not necessarily interested in giving him.
Is it trade bait or is only signings?
No.
He's going to walk.
He's a UFA.
He's going to walk. Yeah. He's old.
Good
for him. Good for him. But that's the thing. I could see a team like, it sounds ridiculous, but I could see a team like Anaheim or San Jose or one of these lesser known teams, even a place like Dallas, Just being like, okay, we want a support player. You're reliable. We like you. We're not going to be depending on you. Come on in for $1 million.
Yeah, but he's not going to make the line. He's not going to make the lineup on those teams.
Well,
like that's
they suck.
Yeah, I get that, but okay, they signed for what, 1 year, 2 max?
Yeah. I don't think it's going to be a long period of time, but I just think he is going to get, especially with the Masterton. I think teams might give him a shot.
Well, I think the Canadians could sign him, but it's just like you're gonna go back to Laval. You're gonna be the captain again. You're gonna mentor the new kids. Because think about it, like, did you guys realize like the amount of prospect signings in one season? We've never seen this before.
Yeah,
Sean Farrell, Jaden Struble that we haven't talked about, and now Jakub the Dobish, however you pronounce his name.
Dobis.
After that, guess who's coming? There's at least 2 of them that are coming. I'm going to get to them later on. There's Riley Kinney that's coming, and then there's Joshua Roy that's coming.
Yeah,
like
man. Such good fucking kids.
But this is what's not scares me, because it could be good and bad. But this is where I see. Again, it depends the vision where the
rushing.
No, not rushing. No. But it all depends on. Again, I think we're all. How do I say it? We don't know where the management is heading with that whole surprise last year with the Kirby Doc trades, right? It was all shock to the world, right? But now we're feeling that this could happen again because management has it in them to do something like that. And now with all these players shining, all these players fucking showing what they're capable of doing, we have a lot of assets. Not enough to make the NHL, or not enough room for this team, especially we have cap space issues. Now you have all these players that are fucking shining. Like you said it, Sam, who do we put? Who's going to make the team? Who this, who that? So many questions. And this is going to be for a really long time that. So with all these players that have so much potential and already show the world what they're capable of doing, this is smart management or it could be stupid management, but the smart management could be get rid of them now at their, not prime, but I don't know. I just feel like the management is able. I have a feeling that we will get rid of 1 or 2 assets at the draft or in July to get us how do you say it? The more established player. Sorry.
I agree if the right opportunity goes to Kent. He's not going to push it.
But he said that.
He's going to. I don't think he's going to go after trading assets. But if a guy comes in, look, we're going to give you a top 6 player for somebody like who you want to fucking, I don't know, Pinard, or I'm just saying names like and a 2nd round pick or whatever. Like if it's not a player that we don't have a need, he's not going to do it. I think. Like
no, and
we needed a Kirby Doc, right? We were so like he had to dig into his depth. And traded that to get a 2nd line center.
I'm just saying right now we have, and this is a good problem to have and a bad problem to have, but when's the last time, Sam or anybody here, did you feel like we have so much potential coming up? Some teams have that 1 or 2 or 3. We have, you just said,
we weren't alive for
the first time in a long time.
We have good players on the ice right now playing for us. Suzuki, Caulfield, Savlovsky, all these guys. And then you have all these young players that Goalie, fucking Kinney, fucking Harris, all these guys. And we have a list. They're not going to all make this team. They're not all going to make this team unless we have all kinds of injuries. So we have good depth. But sometimes
that's important. You need that.
You need that. But sometimes if we have an opportunity to get an established fucking top 6 player right now, like what we did with Doc, again, could be a smart or a bad decision. You don't know. That's a risk to take.
Go, Chris.
Don't forget, we're very likely going to be drafting top 5, and whoever's coming in top 5 is likely going to be a lot more talented than at least 3/4, if not 80% of whoever's on the team right now. Generational draft again going on right here, so you got to factor that in. But you want to know what's so funny? I think that I'm gonna make maybe a little bit of a lesser bold prediction on this matter. I think what needs to end up happening more than anything, for the first time I found that Marc Bergevin got caught up with a lot of smaller contracts, a lot of little 1 million, 2 million, 1 million, 2 million, Armia type contracts. I think what Kent Hughes and Jeff Gorton are going to have to focus on are letting more of those contracts go. And again, I I think a lot of them are just going to be walking and not getting resigned or getting traded, especially traded. I think the one guy, and I'm going to say this, and I know again, it's not going back to hate. It's not going back to that. I was there against against the Detroit Red Wings the other night. I got to see Gallagher. I was four rows from the ice. You literally get to see the facial expressions and the guys lining up for the face-off. I was right next to the face-off dot. I, I'm sorry to say this, but I really find that Gallagher does not fit in the system, and I'm going to say it like this. I can see, and I'm just going to throw out a name, and that's not who I'm going for, but I can see Kent Hughes trying to move a contract, not the player, trying to move a contract like Gallagher's out to go get a player that's overpaid on another team. Like, I'm throwing out this name. Don't lose your shit. Like a Milan Lucic, horrible contract type player that might have some upside with a guy like Martin St. Louis. I'm not saying, I just said Lucic because that's the first bad contract that came to mind. But I just want to say there are plenty of bad contracts in the league that I think the trade that you're talking about, I see it more as an opportunity. This offseason is going to be very important to be making room for all those guys that you're mentioning, Anthony. We're going to have to start making the room, and the bad contracts are going to have to be moved out. They're going to come at a cost. We're likely going to have to take on a bad contract, but hopefully, and I'm thinking they're going to be looking for players around the league with bad contracts that might have some upside because they're playing for a shitty coach. They're not playing in a market that they like. They're not doing something.
I would rather have a shitty Lucic contract than a Gallagher shitty contract.
Why?
I don't know, guys.
I get what you're saying. No, it doesn't have to be Lucic, but I'm just saying someone that has. Right now, Gallagher's done, guys. I'm sorry, he's done.
Yeah,
like put him on LTIR next year. That's what's gonna happen. So either you put him in LTIR, or like Chris said, get a player who still has a bit of juice with a better system, and you just do an exchange, and then Gallagher goes on LTR with fucking Calgary, Edmonton, or wherever you want, and we have a player who still has some juice.
Sean Monahan, that's one example. Bad contract, guys playing on the fourth line, guys barely cracking the lineup, like very, very much not happy in Calgary. I know it came, but that was the cost. It was the first round pick, and it was Sean Monahan's contract because it was so bad. And that's the type of you have.
Well,
it was flourished with him.
It was bad because of his injuries. They just, if he was healthy, that would have been a great contract. I think we could all agree to that. We saw what he could play, or how he can play on half a body.
He was still playing on the third or fourth line in Calgary, and that's what I'm trying to say. There are these players that have not so great contracts, but I think there's more juice to be squeezed out of them. Simply put, and they're unrecognized. They're just not in a proper system.
I don't know. I just think GMs now got to be fucking smarter with these contracts now. Like it's getting crazy because a lot of these players and a lot of these and here's the thing, I don't think Kent Hughes is the type of GM that could get handcuffed because he knows what it's like to be an agent once again. And if you want Lucic, he's a free agent at the end of the season, Chris. I'm just saying.
I know. I just, like I said, I know his contract is about $6 million. I thought it was coming to an end, but that was the first bad contract that came to mind. So I don't know. Like even this is going to sound stupid, and you're never going to be able to trade Gallagher for him ever. But Tyler Seguin has one of the worst contracts in the league. One of the worst. They hate him. They fucking shit on him left, right, and center in Dallas. That's the type of player that if you could make some sort of deal to, let's say Seguin has 3 years at $9 million, but you have Gallagher like fucking 5 years left at $6 million. Well, you just got rid of 2 years of a bad contract.
How the fuck is Tyler Seguin 31 years old, and he has 4 more years at 9.85? Jesus.
4 more years? Well, no, not counting this year.
Not counting this year. No, this year his total salary is $13 million.
Jesus Cristo, bono mio.
Then it drops next year to 8.45 total, not cap it, total. then 8 years, then 8 million, then 7.1, then 6.75.